and welcome to Awaken and Ascend. I have two questions for you today. Who are you within what you do? And are you happy? These are the topics we're going to be diving in deep with today, and we're going to be exploring that with Barbara Ellison. She is a certified dream coach, transformational life trainer, and founder of the Wellness Playroom, who, like me, works mainly with baby boomers and the Gen Xers. And she's here today to share her story and how we can start making happiness the norm, not the exception, by fully embracing who you are. So if you're someone who's navigating transition, seeking renewal, or ready to live your next chapter with intention, then this episode is for you. I'm Jennifer Regular, the host of Awaken and Ascend, as well as the founder of Lighting the Path and the Leadership Ascension Alliance. And I really want to introduce you to today's guest, Barbara Ellison. Welcome, Barbara. So great to have you here just outside of Chicago.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And thank you so much for having me. This has just been an awesome pleasure to meet you and to see the like-mindedness that we have. And it is just so important to be able to share the message that, hey, you know what? Happiness can be part of your life. So many people out there are not.
No, it's true.
And it's so sad.
And it's not even like we're fully living our lives. A lot of us
No.
are in that survival mode and to autopilot and all of that. And what I'm really interested in, Barbara, is I read one of your quotes, which is that life isn't behind you, it's waiting for you. And I find that so powerful. When people talk about the best is yet to come, and I like to think the best is happening right now. Every day, every moment is an entry point into our future. But I'm curious, Barbara, what actually lit your path? What got you into playing around with wellness and being able to be more in the happy state?
Well, to tell you the truth, it actually started with a tragedy. 2011, my husband passed away.
Oh.
And I had taken care, he got sick in 2009 and then passed away in 2011. And that it ripped my whole future out from under me. Because David and we talked so often about that we were going to be in our, we were going to live to be in our 90s, and we were going to just share the message of living vibrantly, that we were going to do that together. We were going to dance at our great-grandchildren's weddings. And then all of a sudden he took sick, and 2 years later he was gone.
Oh.
And it was in that moment that after I woke up from my widow's fog, and I realized I was sitting here one day, and I can tell you exactly where I was sitting, what I was wearing. But I was like, oh, yike, David is gone. Barbara, you're not. You're still here. Scariest moment of my life, because I had no idea. What am I going to do? Who? And then, of course, on that, like financially, okay, yeah, I was okay. But it was like, well, who are you? And it was like outside. And then I realized, yeah, all the labels that I had put on myself of being a daughter and being a wife and then being a mother and then being a divorced failure and then being a successful wife again and a business owner. And now I'm a widow. Who is Barbara in all of that?
Right.
And that's what it was like. All right, Barbara, you got to find out. Well, what am I going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to find out? I mean, I felt so lost. Because in that first year after David died, the only thing I really remember doing was binge watching all 10 years of Frasier. That's the only thing.
10 years of Frasier.
10 years of Frasier.
Wow.
That's all I remember doing. Because I was so just lost, and I would walk around my house just carrying the teddy bear David had given me and his picture. And that's all I did for the first year. Well, then it was like, all right. And the day I woke up, I was sitting at my dining room table and said, okay, Barbara, enough's enough. David's died. You have not. What are you going to do? Then I was blessed. And a friend of mine sent me an email that said, hey, would you be interested in doing online marketing? And I went, what? I've never done online marketing. But he said, well, I'll teach you. I went, okay. Well, one of the things that we were marketing was a coaching class called The Ultimate Game of Life.
Huh.
I went, I'm going to join this for me. And from then on, it was like, this is okay. So this is going to be the ultimate game of life. Okay. So now so I started learning like about the sections of your life, the life wheel, like your relationships and your health and all of those, the life wheel. And so then I was introduced, I was in a group coaching, met one of my first girlfriends who she was also a widow. So we gravitated to each other, and she was a business coach. And so that was great. So we learned together how to handle, number one, being a widow. And then what are we going to do with it? And so that started that. And then when she was tragically killed, it was like, so on top of losing my husband, I then lost my business because we became business partners for years and just did a whole bunch of things. And then it was like, all right, I have to rethink again. Well, okay, so what is the baseline of life? To be happy. When you are happy within yourself, then everything else you can handle. But how do you get happy within yourself? Well, number one, you have to know who you are. Who are you within what you do? Because so many people, they equate it to their label. Like with me, I always thought, well, I'll be happy when the kids are grown. I'll be happy when David retires. Well, then David was gone. I'll be happy when. So many people put that condition on themselves. I'll be happy when. No. You have to be happy today.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to be happy today. And sometimes it's a hard choice. And sometimes it's like, wow, I just feel wonderful and I feel great. But other days you wake up and go, what's wrong with me that I'm feeling this way? Well, but and what happens when you do that, when you have tools to get you past that, because that's the emotional roller coaster of life. I don't care who you are, where you are, you're going to be on the roller coaster. It's how you handle the roller coaster. And that's where what I do comes in. Because who are you outside of your job or your job title? And that's how, especially men and women, like for women, it tends to be like, well, who am I outside of being a mom? And now when my kids are grown and they're going off to college. Well, who am I? They've put all their worth and value into being a mom. Or the men, well, okay, well, gee, what's your name? Oh, my name is Joe. Okay, and I'm a financial services guy, or I'm a corporate executive, or I'm a lawyer, or I'm a doctor, or whatever, or I'm a construction worker. That's where they get their worth and value. No, that can't be. We have to know who we are within us. And to peel off those onion layers. It can be scary, but it can be so fun once you learn some of the tools to be able to do it. And there are tools to learn how to do a little meditation, to learn how to get quiet. You can learn how to get quiet. And so many people don't take the time.
No, they don't. And so are you saying then, Barbara, that we're basically transforming from the role into a state of being to define who we are?
A state of being. Yes, you absolutely have to. Because like with me, I teach the 4 steps. The first step is know who you are. Find out what limit, and so they're just to have that inkling, and you don't necessarily know who you are, but you want to find out. Starts with awareness. You want to find out.
Getting to know yourself really well.
I'm getting to know yourself. Lots of times, and I'll give you an example after I've gone through the 4 steps. The second part, what are the limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck? They can be familial, that, well, my family has always done it this way. That can be a limiting belief. We've always done it this way. And things you learned as a kid. Well, they always told me I was stupid. Well, like Les Brown, they told him he was fundamentally illiterate. Well, and now he's one of the greatest speakers of all time, is Les Brown.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But he was told, so he chose not to believe that. That's a limiting belief. But then once you kind of give you an inkling that you want to know who you are, you can kind of look at the limiting beliefs that might be keeping you there. Well, then you have to find your purpose. What are you specifically put here for? Every one of us has it. Every one of us has it. And because what we're here for is innate in our being, given to us by the Creator. It's an inalienable, it says in the Constitution, and this is a self-evident belief, self-evident truth. It's a self-evident right. We have that. We just have to find what it is. And that's the journey. But then so once you have those three things, then how am I going to use those three things? Make a difference in the world. And once you've got those 4 steps in a row, it's like, oh yeah, why was I unhappy? I mean, you're still going to have days when you're unhappy. You are still going to have days when you wake up and you're feeling kind of gross. Absolutely. However, in general, you have a sense of purpose, of calmness, of just being who you are, and you know where you are and what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes, that clarity, that sense of direction, of purpose and meaning.
Sense of direction. And then you can translate those 4 things, and you can either stay at your job that you not necessarily love, but it's okay to be there until you retire. Great. But if you hate what you do, don't do that. Find something else. Yeah. So I'll give you one of my success stories that is one of my favorite ones. I had a woman, name was Alex, lived in Atlanta. And we were just talking about this. He says, well, I'm just, I'm okay. Okay, this is not a good conversation. I don't want you to go through life just being okay. You need what is good. So like, all right, let's ask the question. And I said to him, so Alex, if you were, and he told me he was in financial services, and there's so many different things of financial services, but he was in financial services and did insurance. And I said, and found out that's what he was trained to do. And it was one of a family business. Okay. I said, well, if you weren't doing that, what would you like to be doing? He was like, it was like he had never thought of doing anything else. And so finally he said part of the magic words. Well, as a kid, lots of times what we've wanted to do as a kid is like one of my things, and I'm going to tell you this, one of my things that I always wanted to be on TV. Kid, always wanted to be on TV, and here I am. Maybe it's not a different kind of TV, but that's always something that I wanted to do. So finally he said to me, he says, well, as a kid, I always thought I would want to work with dolphins. And I went, okay. I said, so for the next 2 weeks, in the next 2 weeks until we meet again, what is one thing that you can do to move your needle from here 1 degree to there? One step. What's one thing that you can do? The key there is to sit and wait. And whether you're doing this with yourself or with somebody else, sit and wait till an answer comes to you. So like, that's one of the things I teach people. Sit and wait until ask the question, and then sit and wait until an answer comes.
That's the hard part, right?
I call it my start, wait, and listen. My stop, wait, and listen. Stop what you're doing, ask, wait, and then listen for the answer.
Yeah.
He said, well, I guess I could research my local university and see if they have any marine biology courses.
Oh.
Great. He came up with it. I said, wonderful. Oh, Jennifer, he came back 2 weeks later. He was a changed man.
Wow. Just 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks, because it was like I had given him permission. And this is, and I must be talking to somebody here. Give yourself permission to dream again.
Yes.
It's not, it's never too late. And there's no one that can tell you that you can't dream again. Just pick the dream, just stop, wait, and listen for what that dream is.
Mm-hmm.
It's still inside you. It was baked into you the moment of conception.
Yeah.
All you have to do is find it. So give yourself permission to dream again, no matter what you're doing.
I love
No
that.
matter what.
I love that because one of the
Give yourself
biggest
permission.
losses, Barbara, and you mentioned it right at the beginning with your story too, is that one of the biggest losses is the shattered dream, the loss
Shattered
of the
dream.
dream, the way that you thought life was going to be or a relationship was
Yeah.
going to be, some kind of
Yeah.
expected outcome, and
Yeah.
then to have the courage and the willingness to dream a new dream.
Right.
Yeah. And you have
Right.
the power to do that.
And each one of us have the power to do that, because you know what? Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Yeah. And
And what you do with it is entirely up to you.
there's a person, there's a higher power, there's a course that will unlock that potential and help you to
Exactly.
see those new possibilities and then be able to
Right.
expand in that. I mean, for this guy, 2 weeks, right? Turned it around. You
2
ending
weeks
up in
it
the
turned around.
ultimate game of life when you're
Yep.
from carrying the bear in your pajamas watching Frasier, like,
Right.
yeah, things
Exactly.
do change and we
Exactly.
can embrace those kind of changes
Yep.
that actually bring more into our life and then we can give more life.
Right.
And it's like
Exactly.
having a clean slate
Yep.
and a happy state, right? Bringing those
Exactly.
together. Yeah.
Give those two things. Because so
Yeah,
often right now, people can go from being burnt out and unhappy to living their best life.
absolutely.
And it can
I'm
change.
living testimony of that.
So what have you,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which is how you and I kind of met in the first place. And
Mm.
one of the things that I always say to people, are you doing the thing that makes your heart sing?
Mm-hmm.
If you are, wonderful. If you're not, then let's talk, let's get you on the path. See, like with Alex, after 2 weeks he came back, he was just bubbling, that he was just all excited about, he was going to take a course in marine biology and the whole 9 yards. 2 weeks later, after like a month or so, I mean, maybe it was a couple of months, and I said, so what did wife think of all of this? And Jennifer, he literally started to laugh. And he said, well, I have to tell you, Barb, he said, you've saved my marriage.
Wow. There we go.
Because when one couple is not happy and not doing what they're supposed to be doing or what
Exactly.
they're called to do, it
Mm-hmm.
impacts everything. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
no matter what, if you're not happy, you take it out on the loved ones around you.
Mm-hmm.
Then the two of them, it's like, he said, yeah, you saved my marriage. And it was
Wow.
like, oh, thank you, and which is why I do what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
I,
what you do, Barbara. You're bringing so much to the world, and I want people to know that. I want people to be able to link up with you. So, what
yeah.
kind of links can we share with them? How would they get in
Oh,
touch?
get in touch with me on LinkedIn, and
Mhm.
I have a freebie. I have a free PDF
Oh,
that
fantastic. We'll
yes,
put that in the video description below.
we'll
Make sure you
put
check
that
that
in
out.
the free PDF, and go through the 4 steps. It's strictly an outline. But then if you decide that you want to have more help, then there's a place on there to connect with me too. But reach out to me on LinkedIn. Absolutely. And
Fantastic.
so it's fun, and just have a conversation or just comment or whatever. But yeah, check out my freebie. It's a freebie, and it's called Beyond the Job Blueprint.
Perfect.
Your job, it could be anything. You might be a housewife.
Hmm.
You might be a caretaker. You might be a nurse. You might be a corner office executive. You still have a job,
Hmm.
but you are not you yourself are not your job.
How are you
So who are
expressing
you?
yourself through it? Yeah, as
Yep,
well.
through it or beyond it,
Hmm. Hmm.
beyond the job. And that can be anything.
Who you are beyond
The
the job. I'd love
you
to
are
hear that in the
beyond.
comments, don't you, Barbara? Let's ask people, whoever is tuning in right now, let us know, who are you beyond the job? Who do you see yourself being?
On
Who
the
would you
job.
like to be if you're not so sure?
Or who, thank you. Who would you
Yeah,
like to be?
yeah.
Yeah. And so, and with me, one of my things is that and people keep telling me I've made a t-shirt of this. They keep, but I'm a senior, SENIOR. I'm a successful, energetic, no nonsense, inspiring, outrageous rebel looking for her next adventure.
Woo, I love it. Write that
Because
down, people.
I want to be open to what
Yeah,
anybody tells me. Hey, let's do this.
yeah.
Okay, ooh, that tickles my fancy. Because people can go from that burned out and unhappy, or they can just get to their end of their life, or they get to the end of their corporate life,
Mhm.
and they realize that they want to sit back and they want to make a difference.
Yeah.
They want to make a difference in the world.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's take the skills that you have and put them to good use,
Mhm.
because there's always somebody out there who wants to learn what you know how to do.
Absolutely.
Are you a gardener? Are you a coach, like a sports coach? Are you a football fan? Whatever it is, there's always somebody out there who would like, oh, I wish I could learn how to do that.
Mhm.
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
Take your skills and start. Let's get you out there and find them. And I teach you how to do that too. Let's
Yay.
let's get you up. Let's get you out there. Find out, know who you are, and then let's find out how to make a difference.
Yeah.
It's just, and I love when I see the light bulb go on.
Oh, yeah. That sparkle come back into people's eyes. That's the sign of
Glow,
success. Yeah.
sign of success.
Beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Barbara. This is fantastic. I love that acronym. I love your quote. I love your story. I love your energy. I love everything about you. And I know
Thank
others will
you.
too. So do
Thank you.
check that video description below, get those links, get that freebie, start working those steps, those 4 steps. It's such a
Yep.
beautiful tool and a path forward
Yeah.
through that. Thank you so much,
Right. Because
Barbara.
there's several tips, specific steps, little tips in there of steps of what you can do on your own.
Oh, perfect. Great.
There's a couple of little self help things that you can do yourself in each step. So
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for that contribution. We'll have that link below. And I
perfect.
encourage you all to subscribe and like this video if you did. Maybe share it for someone. Maybe they really need to hear this. They're going through some kind of transition or life pivot right now. Awaken and Ascend, we're here every week. I am Jennifer Regular, and I'm so grateful for you tuning in. Thank you so much. And thank you, Barbara, for being here
Oh,
with us
thanks again
today.
for having me, Jennifer. This was fun.
Absolutely. Bye, everyone.